Hey folks, Crypto Hop here, checking in with you. I've been really wanting to feed some proper information to you guys. Appreciate you as always. If you're here to look at this, I feel obligated to share what's going on. I spend a lot of time trying to understand why the markets are jumping. So I'm going to share this with you. Markets are red everywhere today. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, everything's down. I got some notes here. Over $1 trillion has been wiped off the crypto market cap in just a few weeks. That's like over 33% of the entire cryptocurrency liquidity has been pulled off. That's massive. That is massive. So the ETF outflows are spiking. Everyone's asking the same question. Okay, is this the end of the bull run, or is it the setup before the next leg up? When this stuff happens, I go to the experts. Now, Jack Mahler is a guy. He manages other people's money. He's got a big firm that it's very impressive to me what he's able to do and has done. And I'm going to share this video with you guys here about Jack talking about his narrative. It's only like a minute and a half long. Let's check this out. Here's the question. This is Kitco. It's a good source.
Fiat's tightening this aggressively. Shouldn't Bitcoin be benefiting as the alternative, monetary asset? Instead, we're seeing Bitcoin fall almost 1-to-1 with the tightening. How do you explain the disconnect?
Well, Bitcoin has been, and I'm not saying that this is how I value and view Bitcoin, but historically Bitcoin has been some combination of a hard money alternative, a neutral reserve asset like gold, and technology. You can make the argument that Bitcoin's macro thesis or macro value is that it is technology plus fiat liquidity. And so it's been relatively correlated to the NASDAQ with the properties of gold. And so the market is still trying to figure it out. But the way, again, I would encourage everyone to pull up a US liquidity index chart and a Bitcoin chart, and they're relatively correlated, which is, I think, what we all want. We all want the best expression of fiat debasement, that we all want to own something that is the opposite of someone being able to print time and energy out of a central bank while I have to get up out of bed and work for the currency. And so I think the market is still maturing in its ability to price Bitcoin. Gold is definitely leading in where the world is going. And Bitcoin is acting more as a real-time index in how that progress is working towards the inevitable future, which is we're living through a sovereign debt crisis. I mean, at the end of the day, that's the problem, is that these sovereign nations are in way over their head. And gold is sniffing that out. We're going to have to reprice the world around us in a significantly weaker dollar. And Bitcoin is taking us along that journey. But in part of you're exposed to more volatility with Bitcoin. You're exposed to more of the extremes, but that's to both the downside and the upside. And so, to each their own. I prefer owning the best performer. And so these are buy the dip opportunities for me, and 25% off highs during a liquidity crunch where the government shut down and is reporting surpluses and $200 billion. It's no problem.
Jack's obviously a long-term investor. It's a buy the dip opportunity. It's a discounted price. Okay, that's all the stuff he's talking about there. Now I don't want to freak you guys out. This is a Bitcoin chart. And if you just sit here and look at this thing, it's man. Ooh, we went out to 90. This was at 88 earlier. So it's clicking back up to 90,000, which is a huge psychological point in for humanity. When we talk about fundamentals, when it dips down below there, there's a lot of psychology that goes in to that level. So let's look at the next thing here. I got a couple bullet points now. So what just happened? That's what I'm looking at today. So Bitcoin broke back under the 90 zone, which was a major support level, like I just said, but it just ticked back up. That's crazy, that quickly. Ethereum and Solana followed. Traders are selling risk assets across the board. Stocks are down, crypto's down, liquidity's tight. Liquidity is a big part of the conversation here as well. On top of that, BlackRock ETFs just saw record outflows, $523 million pulled off the table by BlackRock. This is real on-chain data, people. So while the drop is happening, so this isn't just a crypto correction. This is a global risk-off type behavior thing that we're seeing as we speak right now. Rate cut expectations are fading. Okay, that's one of the bullet points. Then we see the macroeconomic fears increasing, risk sentiment pulling back, retail panic hitting the market. When stocks dump crypto dumps harder. We got to remember that. That's why I pay close attention to the stock market. And I'm going to start talking about that more on this channel. I have a heavier stock portfolio than I do cryptocurrency, but I love cryptocurrency so much. That's why we're staying focused on this. So that correlation is still alive. Okay, here's the important part. Even during all the selling, okay, we're seeing some whale accumulation. Large wallets keep buying Bitcoin on the dips. This tells me that long-term players still see this as valuable. Some altcoins even flash little pockets of green today. That's what we're seeing. Nothing crazy, just signs of interest are still there. You can see these on-chain metrics. Some of the graphs too. There's a buy-sell pressure graph that I'd look at. It's kind of hard to read, but you can see it. You can see it. So only the strongest projects survive the real volatility. Okay, Bitcoin's losing momentum, but doesn't mean the cycle's over. It means we're heading into the shakeout phase where the weak hands get flushed out. Now, could the cycle be over? Could we be hitting crypto winter? There's also some experts that are saying yes, because they put a value equation together on the high that we hit on Bitcoin. And so some of the experts are saying this could be the crypto winter. What I'm saying to you guys is stand by. You shouldn't be putting money that you need to survive on into these markets anyway. I just, if you're stressed out and you think you're going to lose, just long-term hold usually takes care of this stuff. Okay. So smart investors. Okay. What do smart investors do? Now, this is the important part here. This is one of the main things I wanted to get to you guys here. Number one, don't chase the pumps. Number two, don't panic sell the dips. Did you hear what I just said? Stay focused on your long-term thesis. If you believe that cryptocurrency is a positive asset class to hold as an investor, stay focused on your long-term thesis. Okay? Don't change just because the price has some dips in it. We know it's volatile. People, you don't even know, man. Prior to 2020, I mean, Bitcoin saw a 90% dip. Can you imagine that? Putting money into something that dropped 90%. You put $1,000 and it's down to 100 now. If you would have held, you'd be rich right now. Use dips to rebalance if needed. Okay. Now, I'm not trying to be negative. Look, if you're newer to this cryptocurrency thing, okay, now listen, wait for confirmation before going heavy on in. Just do a little bit at a time. Consider dollar cost averaging that we talk about. Stick to strong projects, not the gambling plays. Okay, you just don't want to lose money. Stick to the Ethereum, Bitcoin, XRP and Solana. Just stick to those guys. This isn't financial advice here. Okay, this is just strategy. This is some research that I pulled together with some bullet points. Okay, what I'm watching next here's Bitcoin dominance. We talk about that. I think it's still at 58.5% as of 2 days ago. I got to check it today, but it's hovering right around there. It hasn't changed much. Watch the ETF inflows and outflows. Watch macro liquidity. Liquidity is a big part of this conversation. That there's a lot to be said about that, but the liquidity is down right now. Key support zones. Get better at technical analysis. You see my charts, man. I got lines all over the place, trend lines. The moving averages are getting all crazy. So there's a lot to learn about TA. Key support zones. Okay, whether alts bleed harder or start leading. That's a good thing to look at the alt indicators. If they start going heavier than the main safe Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, XRP, then we're in altcoin season, right? Okay. And it'll help with the bottom. Definitely. So, crypto markets dump hard today. Over 1 trillion wiped out. Wow. In just a few weeks. Bitcoin dropped under major support. Altcoins sold off. ETF outflows hit record levels. Okay. And so these are all the things that we're talking about here. Don't get worried, people. I just, I'm going to leave it at that. That's what I wanted to share with you today. And so, me personally, I'm going to try to find spots for me personally. I'm buying dips, okay? I'm not putting as much as my allocated investment money in. I'm putting just smaller little pieces on some dips because we don't know. We don't know where the bottom is, man. It could keep going down. The next support level for Bitcoin is like 75K. Then if it breaks that, I mean, we're going down. There's some people saying we could see Bitcoin at $40,000 before this cycle plays out. So keep that in the back of your mind. This is long-term stuff. This is not day trading. Okay, we're being patient. All right, people. Thanks a lot. And like always, hey, you should have a couple different exchanges. I got my affiliate link down there for the Definitive exchange. I really highly encourage if you use that link, you get 10% off on all your trades. Highly encourage you. It's a DeFi hybrid model of an exchange that's very efficient. It crosses bridges on blockchains efficiently, which is usually a risky thing to do with self-custody. Love Definitive exchange. Check that out. And if you are interested, I got a video right here talking about how to set up a balanced portfolio. And if you want a little entertainment, I was downtown Reno. I was asking people if they'd rather have $1,000 cash or 1 Bitcoin. It's funny what people said, man. It was an entertaining thing if you want to check that out. Hey, as always, thanks for checking in. HopSauce signing out. Enjoy the rest of your day, everybody. Go do something fun. Get away from the stress of these markets right here. Woo! All right, peace out. Peace out.